Next area, now again, these are all tied together, but this one here, when the rush attack is actually leaving the zone, we really hammer home the details on this for our D. And again, constantly working on it in practice. But we talk a lot about the dots, gaps, and then using your sticks. And you'll see in some of these videos coming up, dots just means working on the interior of the ice, working into the face-off dot line, setting that gap, and then using your stick to influence the play and even dictate the play to a certain extent. And when you watch some of these clips, all tied together with that offensive zone forecheck that you just saw. But if you watch our D, so rather than just stepping back and backpedaling right away, we encourage our D to take their ice and set their gap as quickly as they can and as tight as they possibly can. You obviously have to know who you're playing against and their speed. That's something that players learn as they go through it, identifying certain players on the ice. But if you watch our D in all of these clips, they're going to pop inside the ice there, set the best cap that they can, and try to defend that rush. So by the time they're hitting the blue line, we want to be defending that rush there. And certainly if it makes it to the red line, we're looking to force a dump and try to create some transition. So real good job by these two here, setting a tight gap, which of course leads to possession for us. Offensive zone attack here. You'll watch our D. So working across, wouldn't mind seeing them a little bit tighter, right? But getting ready to set a gap. The dots is popping inside the dots there with our D, taking as much ice as they can. So we work to the interior of the ice. In the NHL, the inside of the ice is speed for a lot of teams. So if we can take that away from them and influence them to the outside, protect the interior of the ice, it's going to set us up for success. But if you watch this player here, Gerard, he's going to work back into the interior of the ice. He's got to stick in a position, always stick on puck, forces a turnover. And again, we go back to collect that puck and force an icing. 2-on-2, getting ready to leave the zone. Again, dots, gaps, and sticks. You watch the possession, working into the interior of the ice rather than retreating right away, which allows us to set a gap. We're actually taking ice forward here and setting our gap as that possession is coming for Dallas there, which again sets us up to be in a real nice spot, forces a chip. We turn and collect another puck. Watch as that shot is taken from this defenseman here. Offensive zone play. Puck's going to bounce around a little bit. So he just doesn't stand still. He starts creeping in and again, popping inside the dots. And I'm talking a lot about dots, but when I refer to that, it's the face-off dots. And you'll see this picture here. So face-off dot, face-off dot. We want our D to work into that interior of the ice, protect the middle. Again, gather whatever ice you can. You can see them both working to protect the inside. Forces a early turnover. Come into the zone. And it's not super pretty down in there, but ultimately not allowing that rush to develop in front of you creates possession for you. And we eventually kick this puck around and transition the other way.